I think what's cool is that this dish is a way to trick your mind into eating vegetables. I'm here to do Laab Moo today. I guess this is the first time that I am doing one of the recipe videos. I'm here to do Laab Moo today, which is one of those classic Thai dishes. I believe the way that we do it is as classic as I can execute, which isn't to say that there are multiple variations on this dish, but the reason why I put it on the menu is because I think it's one of those like, it's like a mother salad. It's like the salad that in Thai cuisine typifies what Thai cuisine is about. Balance of flavors, you know, one pot cooking, herbaceous cooking, and the kind of style that even though every single salad may be slightly different, every salad is delicious. So it's actually kind of a fun dish to learn because there's a little bit of improvisation involved for the purposes of creating a recipe. Obviously, we want to create some standards around it, but learning how to taste this salad, learning how to enjoy it, how to plate it, how to do it quickly is kind of the spirit of what Laab is. So Laabs are the category of Thai salads that are mainly meat-based salads that you find in the Northeast and in the North. They have different styles, but we go through it. Ours is with pork. This is a little bit of ground shoulder. This is a little bit fattier than probably what I would say most people do, but I like it a little bit on the leaner side. This is toasted chili powder. Oh, it's ground chili powder. So chili de árbol that we blitz. This is the very interesting kaukua, which is toasted sticky rice. There's a nice, we toast it in the pan. It looks like breadcrumbs, but it's kind of sandy. The sandy texture has a functionality in this dish. We do a little cheat here with what we call Laab seasoning, which is citric acid, toasted sticky rice powder, and chilies, but it's got a lot of punch to it. And mint, fresh mint. This is sawtooth. Sawtooth coriander. Tastes like coriander, but more and thicker and just different. I mean, it's they call it pak chi phalang, which means it means English cilantro. That's what it means. So that's pretty cool. We have cabbage as part of our crudité set that will come with it. And we have cucumber, this Persian cucumber that comes with the crudité set as well. Fish sauce and Thai chili. Thai chilies and fish sauce. The fried chili de árbol. We have a little something that we do here that's different is the crispy rice. Fish sauce, lime, water, cilantro. Nice cilantro looking today, and some green onions. So I'm just gonna do a little processing. We can probably blitz through it. Oh, and shallot. If you'd like, we're gonna fast forward this TV magic style. Boom! Also, very important, coffee. This is crucial. If you don't have coffee, is in every single recipe in this restaurant has coffee. I like shallot. Well, one because shallot is traditional, but it's a kind of a precise flavor as compared to white onion. And it's just gorgeous. I mean, it's kind of the perfect, when you get it wafer thin, you get this great sweetness and just precision that like you just cannot get with other onion. And I think it's great fresh. but it's also really great cooked in the Laab. And we get these beautiful, really like mucilaginous green onions from Dragon, and they create a really nice body to them uh, when we put them in other dressings and stuff. So we actually don't need too much, but you need a little bit for the initial cook, and then a little bit later on. Right now, Kelsey has this like really big tub of green onions that she makes at home, and the great part of it is that we can have green onions whenever because she's put in the time for the mies, and we're just like putting it in soups or putting it on eggs or putting it in our eyeballs. Here at the restaurant, like we actually sometimes separate the whites from the greens because sometimes like the whites and the greens have just different functionality for us. Cilantro in Thai cuisine, it's important because it's a palate cleanser and it's a flavor enhancer at the same time. There's very few ingredients that do both, you know? So what I'm going to do is actually cut off the stems. We save the stems for there we go, for different sauces that we have, and just trying to never waste anything. Now we're going to do a little bit of mint picking, and I like to have that top cluster together. Some of it is looking on the dank side, but that's why we pick it. Is like mint is just one of those temperamental herbs, and then I like to keep some of these extra long for the garnish, you know, so yeah, like I know we got a lot of haters out there when it comes to like putting garnish on things. I'm one of them. I sometimes hate garnish, sometimes I love garnish, but like Thai food is kind of like a garnish heavy cuisine. And then sawtooth is kind of great in batons, you know? So I kind of like to get it like that. These kind of like 3-inch baton. I mean, you could do it with your hands if you want, but I can't be yelling at these guys about their knife work if I'm not if I'm not doing the knife work myself. And then, you know, shit comes from the ground. So you got some dirt here. I mean, I just washed it. But like sometimes this kind of fine-tooth comb some of your mies, and I like my sawtooth around that. Now all of these, the beauty of this salad is that all of these ingredients will have the wilt, and then they'll have the fresh factor. So wilt factor plus fresh factor. And then for our crudité garnish, we're not going to do this whole thing because it's a lot. So what I'd like to do is just do a portion of it, and let's see here. Like that. Okay, and then now the cuke. So the cuke, we kind of have a method that we like to apply for the cukes, which is cut them down the middle, and then kind of like that. Like, I think that's a good way to kind of scoop up Laab. You want to do that to order, which is essentially not what I just did. I just did it ahead of time. because this is nice to get to not have any of this be dry. That juicy cucumber. Nothing is better than a cucumber. Name one thing better than a cucumber. Right? Like cucumber in the middle of your meal is just like it's like a glass of nice wine. It just like gets you going. Okay, so we got this induction. Now, if you do this in a large batch, which like what we're going to be doing at Nomo, we do it in a rondo, get a little bit of shallow water going, and then you do all this pork at the same time, and then we're just going to be doing big batches of herbs in the rondo. But it's this on heat and then off heat method that is just sort of so uniquely Thai. The other thing that's uniquely Thai is that we are not frying this pork. We're not sauteing the pork. We're basically, we're boiling the pork, but with a very little bit of liquid. So basically, this amount of liquid prevents Maillard from happening. So it doesn't look like we're boiling yet. Give it a sec. It's also not that much pork. I mean, it's like, it's like 3 ounces pork, something like that. We're now boiling. You see that there? We're boiling. Now we're gonna go in, and I'm just gonna leave it in there. Okay, and it's not gonna brown, and but the water is gonna prevent it from the Maillard reaction, right? Which is the browning of the sugars in the blood of the meat. Okay, but if the water evaporates too fast, and then the fat comes out of the meat, then you'll start browning. But then you can always add a little bit more water in there. Okay. So I don't like to mash it up just yet because you don't want the clumps of meat to be like a sludge. You want the meat to be more clumpy. All right. So now you can see. Now I can mix it after it's kind of formed into its shape. And you see that? That's so little pork for this serving, and then just a little bit more water, just because we're still a little bit raw on the pork. And basically, I cook the pork about I'm gonna say 99% of the way through. Now I'm gonna just go ring around the rosy here, and I'm gonna add my spices. So the red chili, the crushed chili, the toasted sticky rice powder, the Laab seasoning, okay, the cilantro and some of those kind of cilantro stems, the green onion. Thank you. We're forgetting what any of this is. The sawtooth coriander here, the shallots, okay? And now because we're off the heat, but it's all residual heat from the pan, okay? We kind of get this slightly wilted but yet dry texture to the salad, and it's almost as much salad elements as there is meat, right? Look how nice that. To me, that's very appetizing because it's meat, but it's also very healthy, right? Looks like it needs just a little bit more chili, and then now we season, and then I go 1 on the fish, and then I go 2 on the lime. Now you want to make sure that this dish, so now there's a little bit of that sauciness that happens because of the liquids that we just put in, okay? And I'm just going to go back around on the seasoning for everything that I just did, because you have the cooked seasoning, and now you have the fresh seasoning. We get in now the cooked herbs, and now the fresh herbs. And then we have our mint. Make sure don't put in the mint that shoot, that may have been our garnishment, but that's okay. But there's more to be had. Here we are. So now take a look at this up close and kind of see that. Look at that. Like, that is a beautiful bite. You should see all that. There needs to be a little bit more toasted sticky rice powder because you want that texture. But every bite should have every element. Yet every bite doesn't look the same. Okay? Now, this crushed red chili is not too spicy. So what we do is we're going to add in, this is fish sauce, chai chilies and fish sauce. We're going to add in like 2 or 3. Okay. And then I add in 2 of these. And then I mix it in. And then we can garnish again with these later. Okay. So, take a sip of coffee. Street food vendors in Thailand, they say, none of my dishes taste the same. Every plate tastes different, but all plates taste good. Oh! Now, it's very seasoning forward. It's very tasty up front. Slightly salty, very acidic. In order to actually kill some of the acidicness and the salt, I actually throw in more herbs to kind of absorb some of that a little bit. And then now we got that beautiful, this is a salad, right? If it's a pile of boiled meat, it's not a salad. And I leave that little red chili there for garnish. And now you can see here, that's what the liquid at the bottom looks like. And that's important to know. It's meaty, and yet it's got all of the elements that we just put in. Right? And then I got to go a little bit of fresh on top. Kind of find the most beautiful fresh. Right? Thai chilies, fish sauce for a little garnish. Okay. The toasted sticky, the fried brown rice. Just for little pockets for people to find. Right? Nice sprig here. Our finishing garnish off to the side a little. Okay. Nice little triangle. Nice little triangle of cabbage. We've got here the lime. And so, let's see if these limes are good. Okay, this lime is not bad. Nothing worse than a bad lime. And take that half a lime, dip it in there, kind of tahini dip, if you will. Then bang! Well, more of this on top. And more of this on top. And then even this kind of like emerald lagasse, sprinkle the rim vibe, right? So that it looks like we just plated it and we just put it down. And that's kind of sick.